Hello everyone. Guess who's back? Yep, it's me. I'm back. It's been a long time. It's been, I don't know. Let's see. I think February was the last time I did a live. So, yeah, been a long time. I've had a lot in life has changed. We won't go into all of that now. This is a Christmas premiere. It's supposed to be fun and happy and cheerful and wonderful and Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Festive Yule, whatever you call it. Hope it's great for you. So, I'm back. This is officially my return to YouTube. I will be back more regularly, making videos, doing lives. So you have that to look forward to. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you go subscribe after the premieres are over. Make sure you write it down. Write it down. Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave. Write it down. Just, get a pen. I'll give you a chance right now. Go get the pen and write it down. So after the premieres are over, you can go subscribe, and we can get my subscriber count back up again because I lost about 200 of y'all during the downtime. So yeah, it's good to be back. I've taken my time getting back. I had a little bit to heal from, and I've had some great friends along the way so far that have really helped me, and I'm feeling back to myself again, and we are ready to go. I've been working on this now for the past, 4 or 5 days, I guess, 6, maybe a week. I got this a week ago, I guess. It's beautiful. It's a Amazon painting. Just got it off Amazon. Don't exactly know. I can put the link for it down in the description below. You can pick it up if you want to. It's a really nice round painting. I haven't had 0 trash drills so far. And I'm leaving some of these open here. I think I'm going to leave all of them open because I have sparklers on the way from Tmall. And I'm going to put sparklers in here for the snowflakes. Make it really nice and sparkly and pretty. And I may actually put some sparklers in the yellow garland here on the tree. And get maybe some yellow ABs to put in there, or some gold sparklers to put in, and maybe even some red ones to put in here on the Christmas balls, just to liven it up a little bit and make it a little more holiday cheerful. So that's what I've been working on, and like I said, a lot's happened. I'm not really going to go into all of it. In fact, I probably never will go into detail all of it because it's pretty much all blown over now. There were some hard feelings there in the beginning. You notice I am solo. No more Amber. She and I decided that, go our separate ways. And it wasn't the most pleasant of experiences. Never is. But I guess she's happy where she's at. And I'm happy-ish where I'm at. But I'll get used to being alone for a while. And maybe I'll start looking at some point, and seriously looking. But right now I'm content to be me. I still have Hank. I still have Arya. They are both still here with me. Arya is a lot more people-y now than she used to be. She's really come around a lot. Ain't that right, Arya? Nope, she can't hear me. She's laying up there in the cat tree. Sound asleep. And Hank's down here by my side, sound asleep. So, figure this is a good time to get video recorded. So, y'all are seeing this on Christmas Day. It is currently December 12th, I think. 12th or 13th, I can't remember which. It is the 13th at 11 p.m. So, it's late at night. I've been at work all day. Ooh, sticky. And it's just been a nice year. I've gotten into another hobby. I've been hiking. If y'all haven't been following my Days Backpacking Adventures channel, I've done some hiking. I still got some videos to upload from previous trips that I've been on. Everything that's there right now is what I've got uploaded and edited together. I've got hours of footage from 3 trips that I still have to upload and put up. My hiking is done for the winter months. I was going to do an Appalachian Trail through hike next year starting in March. However, I am putting that off at least until 2024 just due to financial reasons. Costs about $6,000 to $8,000 to make that hike, and I had $10,000 in savings. But since I no longer have a double income in this house, in this apartment. I'm having to pay all of the bills out of my own paycheck, and it's kind of ate through my savings this year. So I have no savings left, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to get more money coming in, which I just put a resume in today at another job that's guaranteed to pay more than what I'm already making. And that way maybe I can start putting some money away, and I can have enough money to do my trip next year, or in 2024. So yep, that's the plan on as far as that goes. So we got lots going on. I've had lots going on. Been hanging out in Zoom recently with some friends, some crafting friends, having a great time. I absolutely love it. I made some great friends, old and new. Some I've seen the name on a screen and never seen a face to go with it, or heard a voice to go with it even. And some I've known for a while. But I treasure them all. They are all great friends. So y'all know who you are. I'm using my Diamond Dave tray with my name on it there. You can barely see it. There it is. And I'm using a new pen that I got. Isn't that pretty? That is my Secret Santa gave me this. Just came in today, actually. It came with a bunch of the tips, the angled tips like this one, and they all have this little diamond gemstone on the tip. This one has it on the neck, up by where it inserts into the pen. And it came with 3, 6, 9 multi-placer, single placer straight, single placer bent, and the straightener. And so that's what I'm going to be using tonight. So far, I like it. And these pens are so comfortable in the hand. Just was on Amazon. I can get the link, put that in the description if you'd like. It came with 3 pens. It came with this blue one, like that. That's a nice 3D effect in there too, by the way. And then it came with an orange pen, a pink pen, blue and red wax, and the green sticky mat, I call it. And a set of gaskets for the end of the tips for when they go in the pen, in case your pen hole is too big, and also a little green boat and a set of plastic multi-placers and a single placer. So yep. So it's been a long year, as I said. I've had a breakup and new hobby of hiking. I'm really absolutely loving hiking. It's a healing thing. Being out in nature. I do backpacking, so I carry my backpack with my tent, my food, everything I need in that. And I go do longer trips, usually 3 days, 2 to 3 days. We'll go out Friday night, sleep at the trailhead, and then start the trail on Saturday morning. And we will either do a loop trail or an out and back. Every now and then my hiking partner and I will park at one trailhead and then either shuttle to another one and hike back to the car, or we will take 2 cars and park one at each trailhead, start at one and hike back to the car. And we get back to the car usually, late on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. And we usually, stay around the halfway point. We'll stay at what they call a shelter. A lot of trails have backcountry shelters you can stay at. It's like a 3-sided lean-to with a raised platform floor off the ground. And if they don't have that, I have a 1-person tent that I can sleep in, that I carry with me. Very lightweight. Everything's lightweight. And I really, really enjoy being out in nature and hiking. And the trail will speak to you if you let it. and I've been letting it. You learn a lot about yourself while you're out hiking, which I really enjoy, and I love learning more about myself. And so I'm gonna place these items. So I have something that I want to talk about in this hour whip and chat. I was on Facebook not long ago, and I know we're all here. A lot of us are here because we're either lonely on Christmas, we don't have anybody to spend Christmas with, or we just enjoy the companionship of our online friends. And it's great. It's awesome. It's wonderful. I love that this happens, and thank you very much, Crashly, for putting it together this year, giving Pippa a little break. I know she worked so hard in the past couple years with it, and we appreciate you, Pippa. We'll be welcome to see you come back again and do this for us next year if you're willing. And Crashly has done a great job in your stead. So, way to go, everybody. Give Crashly a big round of applause there, because she really deserves it. But we're all here because, we enjoy the company of friends. And I was on Facebook in a group that I'm in. It's a Generation X group. So somebody asked the question, does anybody else feel friend lonely? Like, you want to go out, maybe go clubbing, go dancing, go out to eat, go do something, but it's like you really don't have anybody to do that with anymore. And it's kind of true that we don't meet friends, because it's like this person said, I had to move away. Like, I had to move away from my real friends, my real life friends, because my husband's job or my job or whatever. And they don't really have any real life friends in the new place they're at. And they're friend lonely. They don't have anybody to go out and do those things with. And it got me to thinking. And I thought, there's a reason for this. And the reason for this is because of right where we are right now. Back in the day, we didn't have people, at least you didn't hear people say, I hate people. I hate being around people. I hate being in places with lots of people. Because if you wanted to socialize at all, you either had to pick up the telephone, dial the person's number, and hope they were home, and hope you weren't interrupting anything just so you could talk to them. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have social media. We didn't have anything like that. And we had lots of real life friends, and most of those were well developed and formed relationships with people. And now we find ourselves in an age where we have social media. And social media has made it to where you don't have to go out to socialize. You don't have to go to places where there's lots of people to be able to socialize and meet new people. And it's turned us into a society of introverts, for the most part. Now almost everybody you meet says they have some sort of a social anxiety. They hate going out into groups of people. They hate going out into crowds, and it stops them from doing a lot of things they want to do. And it also stops them from actually forming new friendships. Not saying that our online friendships, I have plenty of online friends, as I said, hang out in a Zoom with a bunch of them, and they are all wonderful, great people. We really enjoy hanging out online, getting to know one another. I know we have retreats, but not everybody can travel to go to the retreats to meet these people in real life, and it's it's sad and it sucks. So some of these people, you may never actually meet these real friends. Either the distance is too far away, maybe they're in another country, halfway around the world, or maybe you just can't afford to go to one of these retreats, or there's not enough spaces at the retreat to go. So there's so many reasons why you may never meet these people in real life. And although you care about them just as much as you would somebody that's right down the street that you can go hang out with on a Saturday night, there is no physical relationship. No, I'm not going to say physical relationship. I mean, that would be wrong with a friend. Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. There's friendships like that too. But there's no physical... There's no physical presence of that other person there. And the only way you can get to see them is by going online. And I think we all need somebody who we can call up and say, hey, let's go out tonight. Let's go to the club. Let's go out to, Johnny's bar down the street and have a few drinks together and talk and vent about whatever happened all week or whatever. It's good to have that. But most of us don't anymore because we would much rather stay inside, talk through a keyboard, so that when you want to turn the other people off, you can turn them off. And I get it. That's good sometimes. But it's not healthy. And it does lead to social anxieties, introversion, and I think we've lost the art of making friends. Truly making friends. Meeting new people. How many times have you gone to the convenience store in the morning to get your coffee on your way to work, and you see the same clerk, and you speak to that clerk every day? Hey, how you doing? Hey, doing good. But how well do you really know that clerk? How willing would you be to introduce yourself? Say, hey, after work today, you want to go get some coffee? I get off at this time. How'd you like to go get a cup of coffee? Or whatever. We don't ever think about doing that. Or maybe there's another person there that gets their coffee at the same time you do every day, and you don't even really think to speak to them. You just go about your business and they go about theirs. People don't really socialize anymore with anybody. I mean, it's kind of sad, really. And that's what I think we're all sitting here at Christmas time. It's a fun and joyous and wonderful time. And we're all sitting here online. And I mean, some of us are here with our significant others, our husbands, wives, girlfriends, partners. And that's wonderful and good. And I've lost track of where I was going with this. But it just makes me think of, how many of us are here that don't have anybody to hang out with on Christmas Day, and are here because they need that friendship of the other people that are sitting here in the chat. And I think we need to have a challenge issued. Let's call it the Christmas challenge. And there's no set number we want to go for, nothing like that, but let's try something new. Let's try to overcome those social anxieties. And I know it's going to be tough. And I know some of you are going to have to face things. I'm going to have to face them too. Fears. Because that's what an anxiety is. It's a fear. Your body's response, an anxiety attack, is a fear response. It's your body's fear response. It's exactly the same. We'll have to overcome that, some of us, more so than others. But the only way to get over a fear is to face the fear. So my challenge is for the next year, starting January, let's go with January. For the next year, introduce yourself to one new person. In person, not online, in person. Somebody that might be in line in front of you at Walmart, or in line in front of you at the convenience store, or getting their coffee at the same time at the convenience store, or the clerk at the convenience store, or whoever, just somebody. Strike up a conversation with them, introduce yourself, say hi, get to know them, maybe even exchange numbers and say, hey, you want to text sometime, maybe we'll get together sometime and let our kids play together, or maybe you have the same hobby in common or something. Maybe you're at Michael's and you see that they have the same stuff in their cart that you do with your craft. It's something you can bond over. And maybe it's just somebody that has the same football team shirt or jersey, or somebody has the same NASCAR team, or even an opposing NASCAR team, or whatever jersey. You have something in common there, if you're a fan of that. And just strike up a conversation while you're standing there in line. Get to know them. Maybe say, hey, you want to trade numbers and we'll hang out sometime, or whatever. Maybe they'll go for it, maybe they won't, but you gave it a shot. And you face that fear, that anxiety of new people, and meeting and talking to new people and putting yourself out there. And sometimes it's tough to put ourselves out there. I know I have a hard time with it myself. But that's my challenge. Do that once a month. Try to make one new friend a month. Real life, somebody you can call up and say, hey, you want to go out this weekend, go to the bar. Go out this weekend and whatever. Or maybe it's somebody that has a similar athletic hobby. Maybe they like to work out at the gym, and you hey, let's go to the gym together tomorrow, or whatever. Man, my chat's going nuts over there. But yeah, that's my challenge. My challenge is introduce yourself to at least one new person in person every month this year, or make an attempt to. You'll find by the end of the year, you probably won't have that social anxiety anymore. You'll feel more open about approaching and speaking with strange people, being in the presence of groups of strange people. And you never know, you might make your new best friend, or you might meet your new partner, or your new significant other. Maybe you'll meet the one, but you never know until you try. And that's my challenge. Try. Just try. Guarantee the end of the year you'll have at least one new friend, and maybe even more. And I think if everybody made this attempt to do this and stepped back from the virtual world and back into the real world, we wouldn't have a lot of the problems we have in the world today. Because back in the, when I was growing up in early teen years, 80s, early 90s, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet. We didn't have social media at all. And all we had was ourselves. And we had to meet. If we wanted to make friends, we had to speak to other people. We just didn't have any way around it. But also at that time, there wasn't so much division in this world. There wasn't so much hatred towards one another because somebody just happens to believe something different than you do. People with different political ideals didn't hate one another because they had to discuss those things with somebody face to face. They didn't have the convenience of just being behind a keyboard and a screen. And things got talked about, things got discussed, and things got done. It wasn't Just a never-ending argument of I'm right, no, I'm right, I'm right, no, I'm right, I'm right, no, I'm right. There wasn't that. People actually came to a middle ground. And I think we, as a society, could still do that if we practiced a little more socializing and getting out of our bubbles a little bit and out of our comfort zones and meeting people. And matter of fact, I could add to the challenge and say, hey, I challenge you to try to meet somebody of a different ideology of your own, maybe a different religion, maybe a different political belief, maybe a different race, even. And get to know them. Get to know what makes them tick. Get to know what they feel. Get to know, and you'll find that you'll have a different outlook on everything. I promise. And maybe you won't. Maybe you're steadfast in your ways with the way you believe and think and feel. But I honestly believe that diversifying your friend makeup will diversify your thought a little bit and make you think differently about a lot of things. Maybe even we could all come to some common ground on things finally. I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's impossible. And isn't that what Christmas is all about, is everybody being together? And if we don't do something to change it soon, there will be no more together. It's everybody will hate each other for some sort of reason or not. And it's going to suck. So, in the spirit of Christmas and keeping Christmas a togetherness thing, I say we need to work on it. And I think that's the way we do it. One by one, friendship by friendship, person by person, we need to get out and meet new people and actually get to know them in real life. Now, I'm still going to hang out online. I love my online friends. I love them all. And one day I hope to meet all of them at some point. Some people in other countries it might be a little hard to do, but I would love to do so. And I'm still will be hopeful that I will get to meet at least most of them at some point. And one of these years I might make it to one of these retreats and I'll meet a bunch of them at once. But until then, I'm still going to introduce myself to new people that I meet. Maybe go someplace you don't normally go to. That's an idea. If you go to church, go to a different church where you don't know anybody and get to know people. Go to if you go out to the bar every weekend, go to a different bar. Go to one you haven't been to yet. Maybe there's a different crowd of people that hang out there that the majority of them think differently than you. I wouldn't say as far as go to the church or worship place of another religion, because some religions just do not mix that well in the place of worship, and you might not be welcome there. I could only imagine some of them. I don't know, but you would definitely be looked at very strangely, and people may not even speak to you because you're not one of them. But yeah, that's my challenge this year for the upcoming year, because I want to see us as a society succeed and end all of this division and all this fighting and bickering about things that honestly, if we actually sat down and talked about, we would find that a lot of us probably believe in the exact same thing, but we're just saying it differently. And maybe we do believe in the exact same thing, but we both have a difference of opinion on how it should be handled. Maybe discussing it with people can do that. I have a new coworker at work. I will say this without getting political. I am more on the conservative side of things when it comes to political stuff. And A new coworker that showed up at work is very left liberal. And he and I can sit for hours and have conversation about political issues without either one of us calling the other a name, without either one of us yelling or getting angry or personal attacks, anything like that. We can sit and talk about it, and we have found that him and I, we are some things that we will never ever fully agree upon, but there are a lot of things that we both have common ground in. But the only problem is we each have been led in a separate direction on how it should be solved. Well, how much more do you think could get done if everybody could sit and talk like this? The problems would get solved. So there's my challenge. I hope y'all do take it this year. I think that would be wonderful if we all did. I'm definitely going to try. I usually don't have too much of a problem with it. I had a girlfriend I've dated once, and anytime we were out and about in Walmart or wherever, I would find somebody with a NASCAR shirt on or a Ravens shirt on or something, and I would just say, hey, you know, something about last week's game or last week's race or his favorite driver that he's wearing his shirt, you know. And we would just instantly strike up a conversation, and by the time we got through the checkout line, it was like we'd known each other forever. And this girlfriend of mine wondered, how in the world are you able to just talk to strangers like that? Aren't you afraid that one of them's going to, like, be a bad person? And I'm like, you always take that chance. But how will you find out whether they are or are not bad unless you take the chance to meet them? Take that risk. If they're a bad person, don't talk to them again. I mean, that's just the easiest way to deal with it. So yeah, excuse me, I'm opening my Mountain Dew. So yeah, let's do that this year. Let's all have the time to take the time to meet new people. And hopefully maybe even seek out people who are different than you and think differently. Excuse me for just a second here. Sorry, it was time to take a little medicine there. So yeah, try to find people that are different than you, so you can learn about that and learn about why they think the way they do, and you probably will make a new friend. I'm getting all Bob Rossi on us tonight, you know. I really am. I'm getting really philosophical. I think a lot of what I've gone through this year has really changed my thought process and the way I see the world, the way I see people, and some of it's for the best, some of it's for the worst. I can say on one side it may have, everything that's happened this year has made me a little jaded. Some of it has changed my outlook on myself and who I am and what I really want out of life. And a lot of it has just changed the way I look at other people. And I think I'm finally on the right path. It's taken me 49 years to get on the right path as to knowing all of this stuff that I want and what I didn't want and what I do enjoy, what I like, what I don't like. And I'm sorry this isn't a lot more fun. I was just meaning to do the challenge, but I kind of get off on tangents. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the challenge goes. Let's get out there and meet new friends. Let's take it away from the keyboard and more to the, I don't know, what other board is there? I didn't have a saying in mind for that. But yeah, let's step away from the keyboards sometimes and meet new people in real life. I think that's a lost art, and I think it's something that we really all should do, because human beings are social creatures. We really are. If you think about it, think about how many times you've been in class or in a class and the instructor has had to shush everybody because everybody was socializing. Or how many times do you go to the store and everybody's socializing and not doing the job? And it's because we are social creatures. We can't help it. We want to be social with people. It's kind of part of our makeup. So let's go be social. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your online friends. Again, I said I love my online friends, and I will still continue to hang out with them just as often as I do. But I'm going to make a little more room in my life for real life friends too, because I don't have very many of those myself, and I need more. I've got one or two really, really good real life friends. My new hiking partner. By the way, my new hiking partner Jordan is nutty. He's fun. He's hilarious. He's nutty as hell. He had me cracking up. The day I met him, I'll give you a little hiking story here. So, I went out here to Talladega National Forest, and I decided to do this trail called the Skyway Loop, which you start at one trailhead, and you can either do counterclockwise or clockwise. And I didn't know what the trail held ahead of me in either direction. I just knew that I was going to hike this trail. It was about 23 miles, and I was going to be hiking up and down and through valleys and things like that, and cross rivers. I had several river crossings to do, or stream crossings to do. And so I decided to go clockwise. And I set off clockwise, and I am hiking through some of the most beautiful forest. Like, some of it is old growth, but most of it is pretty young growth forest. And you're just hiking along the tops of ravines. Like, if you ever look down from above and you see like the fingers where a river runs through like this, and then you got the little ravines that all come off of it like this, where the water runs down the mountains and it forms like a little canyons that go down, like little canyons with little fingers on them. Well, what you're doing is you're hiking. You'll hike this way, and then you'll hike down into that little valley there where there's like a crease down the middle there, and then you'll hike around the edge of the next one and around that way, and then back down into here. Maybe there might be a little stream crossing here, and then you walk back around, and you do that for 15 miles. And actually the first 6 miles of that is like that. And then you go down and you cross the main river that's there. And then you start back up the other side through what's called Devil's Den, and it's kind of rocky there, and you got a little bit of a climb, and then you kind of go down, and then you drop back off into a valley. And at the bottom of that valley is another river, actually the same one you crossed way back there, but now it's wound around and you're crossing it again going west. You're at the top of the clock at this point. You're at 12 o'clock. You start at the 6 on this trail, and then you're at about the 12 o'clock, and there's a tent area up ahead about 2.5 miles, 2.5 miles, and you cross this little waterfall. You actually have to cross the waterfall, which is really cool. It's not a big fall. It's only about 4 feet, and you get across the fall, and then you come across a road, and then there's like a campground, like a little campground like you would find at any state park or national park or whatever. And the trail goes right through the middle of the campground. Well, when you get to the campground, there's a sign that says Pinhoti Trail, 2 miles. Pinhoti Trail is where the tent site is. It's right at the junction of the trail you're on and the Pinhoti Trail. And there's a sign that says Pinhoti Trail 2 miles. Now you've already been, at this point, 13 miles for the day. And you're getting tired, it's getting close to dark. You're hoping to get to the Pinhoti by dark. The only problem is, from where you're at to the Pinhoti Trail is straight up the side of a ridge. It's up at the top of this ridge. And you have to go straight up the side of it. Because the people that made those trails, I think all the people that made the trails in the Appalachian Mountains do not know what the hell switchbacks are. So instead of going back and forth across the face of the mountain to go up a little bit, no, you go straight up the side of the mountain. And that's what you hit at about the 2 miles to go point to Pinhoti, is you start that uphill. It starts out gradual. It's just a nice gradual slope. It's easy. You know, I carry 35. My pack is 35 pounds. I probably could lighten it if I spent a lot more money on much lighter gear. But I've got pretty lightweight backpacking gear as it is. I just don't have the ultralight stuff. I think ultralight is very uncomfortable to sleep in. You know, it's just, you know, lightweight sleeping bags, that kind of thing. So I've got a 35-pound pack once I've got 2 liters of water, all my food for 3 or 4 days, because you always carry about 3 to 4 days worth to go out hiking for 2. You never know if you're going to get stuck or whatever. And so here I am starting up this little gradual uphill, and I look up ahead of me and I see that it gets a lot steeper and a lot rockier. So now you've got these big steps ups that you got to do on these big rocks and boulders that are just rooted into the ground. And you got big tree roots that are worn away to the root, and they're like stairs going up this side of this thing, but they're really high step stairs. And again, you've been now 13, 14 miles, and you're still climbing, and everything hurts, and you're out of breath, and your heart's pounding, and you just don't want to make another damn step, and you look up and you still can't see the top, and it's starting to get dark. And I'm like, I've got to get up to the top, because right at the top of this climb is where the tent area is, like literally right at the top of this climb. And I finally get to the top. I'm out of breath. I'm taking like 3 steps and then stopping. 3 steps and stopping. 3 steps and stopping. And I get to the top of this thing, and I start to get up to where it levels off, and here is this big, jolly, happy guy right at the top. I heard you coming up here high. My name's Jordan. What's yours? I love Jordan to death. He's a great guy. But at that moment, I was like, just no. No. So I went and set up my tent, and there was a group of people there that were doing some trail maintenance on one of the other adjoining trails, and they decided to camp there too that night. And so I went and set up my tent, made some food, got myself a cup of coffee, and I went and sat over. They had a campfire going. I went and sat around the campfire with all of them and got to know them and hung out, which, because hiking is one of the most social activities in the world, you will meet the greatest people ever on the trail. I'm going to say 99.99% of hikers are some of the nicest people you will ever meet. And we all sat there and laughed and talked and shared hiking stories, which that was kind of my first solo hike by myself. So, well, no, I'd taken one more solo before that. And by the end of the time, Jordan and I had exchanged numbers, and we agreed, hey, man, we're going to go on a hike together sometime. I'd really like to get out and hike with you. So that's how I met Jordan. He's a really nice guy, but he's very outgoing. And sometimes in the most inappropriate moments. Just imagine being that tired, that worn out. You're just glad to get to the top of this hill, and just so you can just relax for a little bit. And here's this bright, bubbly, shining face on like this guy that's like 6'2" and like 250. And he's just over enthused. But yeah, that's how I met my hiking partner Jordan. Him and I have been on a few trips together, and he has introduced me to the Smokies. So we've been making a lot of trips to the Smokies together, and that's been a lot of fun. He's really got me going. I don't have that much more of the Smokies to do, and I will have completed all of the sections of the Appalachian Trail through the Smoky Mountains. I've got to go back and redo the last section I did. Him and I, we went, it was going to be a 4-day hike. We started on a Friday, and we were going to come back and be finished on Monday. And the end of day 2, I started feeling something in my knee, especially walking downhill, hiking downhill. It was just like somebody was stabbing me in the side of my knee. And I figured I'd sleep on it that night, and maybe it would be okay in the morning with a little bit of rest. And I slept overnight, and I got up the next morning, and I could barely walk. So we ended up cutting our trip short. Our other hiking partner found out at the top of the highest climb, or the hardest climb on that section the day before. He got to the top, turned on his cell phone, and he got a phone. The phone started ringing just at that moment, and he got a call from his doctor that the tests that he had taken were positive for cancer. So he ended up getting off the trail early. His wife got off the trail early before that even, and there were 2 other ladies that were friends of Jordan and this other guy that were hiking. They were 2 best friends of each other, and they were hiking with us. Those 2 girls left the trail early on day 3, and then Jordan and I ended up getting a shuttle back to where we parked and leaving the trail a day early too, so we didn't get to complete the whole section we wanted to do, which kind of was a bummer. Now we gotta go back and redo it, but my knee still is giving me issues. I need to go get it checked. I'm afraid to go get it checked because I don't want the doctor telling me I'll never hike again. Now that I finally found something that I really love going and doing, I don't want it taken away. And I'm afraid of that. But it's always a shot, always a possibility. But I just don't want to take that chance. So I'm hoping it'll rehab itself and it'll just get better and heal itself by not using it very much. And then that way I can go hiking again next summer, next spring when things warm up. And it'll be okay. Because my dream is still now to do the Appalachian Trail, all 2193.4 miles, and then take some time off and then go out west and do the Pacific Crest Trail, and then go out after a little rest and do the Continental Divide Trail. And that way I can have said I've done the triple, what they call the Triple Crown. That's Continental Divide Trail starts in New Mexico, and it works along the Continental Divide all the way up to the Canadian border in Minnesota. So it starts at the Mexican border, goes to the Canadian border, through right along basically this backbone of the U.S., the highest point of the Appalachian, or the highest point of the Rockies, all the way along. It's just like you're hiking on top of the mountains. I hope to do that one. And the Pacific Crest Trail starts at the Mexican border in California and goes to the Canadian border in Washington State. So I would like to be able to say I got all 3 of those done and under my belt. Because that's just, I want to feel like I accomplished something, and that I was put here to do something besides just wake up and go to work, wake up and go to work, wake up and go to work. So yeah, that's my plans for the next few years, is to try to get those things accomplished. Will it all happen in the next few years? Probably not. But before I leave this earth, that's what I would like to do, is at least get those 3 things accomplished. And along the way, make some new friends. And learn some new things from them. So that I won't have to spend another Christmas alone. Not that I'm spending it alone here with y'all. I'm really not. But, you know, I have nobody here sitting beside me. And it's kind of sad. It's the first time ever in my life that I've never had somebody physically present with me on Christmas. It's an odd feeling. It's a feeling I don't want to have again. And so I want to go out and ensure that I won't have that problem again. And by meeting new people. New people locally in real life that I know that I can turn to when I need anything. I mean, I've got internet people. I got plenty of friends that I know all I got to do is log in to, and they will be what I need. You know, they'll be there for me, to listen to me, commiserate with me, mourn with me, laugh with me. But I can't reach out and give them a hug. I can't shake their hand. I can't, there's no physical presence there. And it's sometimes we need that. So that's what I strive to do for the next year, is introduce myself to somebody new every month. And that's what I would like all of y'all to do the same as. And urge all of your friends to do the same thing. Let's make this a thing. Spread it. Spread it around the country. That's my Christmas gift to all of you. That's my Christmas gift to all of you, is this challenge. Because I guarantee if you were to go do that and you were to give that same gift to all of your other friends, of introducing them to this challenge and having them go out and do the same thing, it could change the world, y'all. It really could. I really honestly believe it could change the world, where it could at least make the world go back to where we didn't all hate each other and we weren't all scared to talk to each other in person. That's what I want to see happen with us as a community and as a society. I think we can achieve that, but we all have to be willing to make the sacrifice it's going to take by going out and meeting people and getting to know everybody. I didn't say everybody. Well, if you want to go get to know everybody, go for it. No, I'm not going to do that. But change happens person by person, slowly. It's never going to happen instantly, but you can make that change. And that's what I've realized in the past 8 months, 9 months, I think, 10 months. I've realized the value of people and the value of friendships. And I think that's really what Christmas is all about, is the people. And so why not make my Christmas premiere about people? And how we can all be different people and how we can all be better people. And that's really all I've got to say. It looks like I have accomplished a little bit here. I've got some checkerboarding done on this color. This is an absolutely gorgeous painting, by the way. And again, I will leave the description down in my Amazon, or the Amazon link down in my description. So if after these premieres are over, do not skip going to the next premiere, because who is coming after me? Let me find out who's coming after me. Which, by the way, did y'all enjoy the one before me? Let me see who that was too. Y'all, I'm bad. I didn't do my research here. Let me go through it here. So we really should have pinned the schedule. There it is. No, I don't want that one. Man, everybody been talking a lot in this group chat. There it is. All right. So our next person, Tia, was our last person. Thank you, Tia, for the great opening act. Tia's always a pleasure. She's always a lot of fun. Tia was our last one, so I hope y'all enjoyed Tia's. And Naomi the Crafty Savage follows me. She's up next. So do not skip out on her premiere to go buy this diamond painting on Amazon. But make sure you write down a reminder underneath of, Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave, subscribe. Make sure you write underneath of there, go check out the diamond painting from Amazon that he has in his description, the one that he's working on there. Because I think y'all are going to enjoy this one too. It is absolutely fun and joyous and very holiday-ish and just a pleasure to work on. It lines up everything perfect. It's very sticky and I love the painting. So make sure you go check it out. It was only like $15 on Amazon. I don't want to lie to you, but I think that's what it was. It wasn't very expensive at all. It's a 40 by 60. It's well worth whatever they were charging for it, and I think everyone should have one of these hanging on their wall. Cha-ching. But yeah, don't skip out on the next live, or don't skip out on the next premiere, because I will be following you over to that premiere to make sure you don't. So you better stay there. You better go. And with that, it says that I have been talking and rambling and being whatever for 57 minutes now. So y'all probably need a pee break. So guess what? You get your pee break. I am going to sign off here. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the premieres. And I will see you in the chats. I've probably been in the chats all along with you already. And I'm probably going to be in the rest of them along the way. So have a wonderful Christmas. I will see you again when I start doing lives, which will probably be right after this. I'll probably pick right up where I left off. And we will go from there. So until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Festive Yule, whatever it is you celebrate it like you're never going to be able to celebrate it again with the people that you love the most. And until then, rock on and roll tide.